So a question that often comes up in Python is what's the difference between a static method and a class method? And in other languages, these are sometimes used interchangeably, but there's a very subtle difference between them in Python. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to create a class. I'm going to create it in a different module. And I'm going to call this module myclass.py. And in here, I'm going to put a class, and I'm going to call it myClass. And then I'm going to start off with just a regular old instance method. By default, methods on a class are going to be an instance method, which means that they take, as the first argument, is going to be passed by Python, and it's going to be the instance of the class. By convention, this is called self. It can be called anything. I think it comes from Smalltalk, but this is the convention. You'll normally see self. And then you can give any other arguments after that. So inside, what I'm going to do is I'm going to first of all, I'm going to print out the type of self. After that, I'm going to print the name of that type, which is in dunder name. And then finally, I'll print out the value of foo. Over in main, since myClass is now a module, I can say from myClass import myClass. And if dunder name is equal to the string dunder main dunder, then what I'll do is I'll say that my class is equal to a new instance of my class, and then I will call on my class this instance method using bar. Let's run this and see what happens. Okay, so looking back at my class, we can see that the type itself is a class in the myClass module named myClass, which is what we would expect. The name of that class is myClass, which is what we have here. And then here's our additional argument, the value of our additional argument bar. So again, this is what everybody knows is the instance method. But again, there are two other types of methods. So the first one is the class method, and you use the class method decorator. So I could say use class. This also takes an implicit first argument, which is the class itself, not the instance of a class, but the class itself. So what I'll do is I'll print the type of CLS, and this is going to be the type of a type. Not the type of an instance, but the type of a type, which is going to be type. And then I can also get the name of that type by calling again the by getting the dunder name property. And again, I'll print foo. Now a difference is going to be that I'm not going to call use class on an instance. Instead, I'm going to call it on the class itself. Okay. So let's run. And this time we'll see that because we're asking for the type of a type and not the type of an object, the class is going to be type. And then again, just like before, we're here for reference. So since this is a type, I don't have to pass CLS to type. I can just get the dunder name property directly, and it's still my class. And then again, foo for our additional argument. Let's take a look at static method. So we'll call this one useStat, and it's only going to take a list of arguments. That's all it's going to take. So all I'll do is print foo. And over here, I will again call useStat on the class itself. And again, bar, to be consistent. Run this. So all that happened was it printed bar. And that's because there is no instance or class implicitly sent to a static method. So to review, an instance method, which is default, the first parameter is implicitly given and it is the instance of the class. So, or a class method, first of all, it uses the class method decorator, and also the first value is the class itself, not the instance of the class. And then a static method does not take any implicit value. So that's the difference between a class method and a static method in Python.